My brother,
What's
we
going
back.
on?
It's another
Another
Wednesday. You
week.
can hear me good?
Yes, sir. We good. We good. We good.
All right, bet. We back. It's another week. What up, y'all? I don't know if anybody on this joint yet, but appreciate everybody for joining, man. Um, hey,
So you repping the
got a lot to
Syracuse
get.
here today?
Yeah, man. I went SU today, man. I just listen. I think I'm upset. I'm upset, brother.
That I'm
I'm
listening.
upset because I'm not upset about. I'm not upset about. I'm not upset about the. How do I say this best? I'm not upset about the performance that I'm seeing on the field because I understand it, right? I'm more upset at the fans right now. I'm really upset with the fans because Fran Brown came in, changed the whole program around. You know what I'm saying? Brought in all of these high level players, Kyle McCord, all of these guys that went to the NFL that ended up getting to the NFL, and all of them graduated. LaQuint Allen, Oronde Gasson, all of them are getting playing time, except Kyle's not getting play time, but Cinco was on the field for the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. You know, Kyle McCord made the Eagles and then got cut, whatever. LaQuint Allen is on the field for the Jaguars. Oronde Gadsden is probably the one of the better rookie tight ends in the league right now. I mean, obviously you got Tyler Warren, you got you know what I'm saying, the boy out in Arizona and all of them guys. And I get that this season doesn't look exactly like that. But if you know anything about ball, then you know that we graduated a lot of guys that year, which means you couldn't have expected that the team this year would look like the team from last year. And if that was people's expectation of Fran Brown and Syracuse, then they are the problem. You are the problem if that's what you expected from Fran Brown and Syracuse this year after what you saw last year, knowing that everybody graduated. That being said, I'm upset with the conversation and the talks that I'm seeing from, the fans, because what do you mean you want to get rid of Fran Brown? What do you mean it might be time for Fran Brown to be in the hot seat? What do you mean by all of these things? It's not time for Fran Brown to go. Fran Brown is just getting started. And if you really call yourself a college football fan, then you should know and be able to look into how many 5-star prospects Fran Brown brought in. It's a historical number. It's a number that most Syracuse teams have never seen, which means he's just getting started. If you're looking at that team, that is a very, very young but talented team. And yes, the quarterback situation doesn't look great right now, but you can't blame that on him either, because it is my belief that Fran Brown knew that old boy wasn't the starting quarterback, which is why he went and got Angeli. He couldn't have accounted for the fact that Angeli would get hurt. But he did fix it before the season even started. And that offense looked very good before Angeli went down.
No question.
Which means he's a proactive coach. He's a proactive coach. So everything that y'all are upset about, he tried to fix. A lot of guys who graduated, he brought in more 5-stars than we've seen at Syracuse in a very long time, maybe ever. He knew that the recruit that he brought in at quarterback, the transfer that he brought in at quarterback wasn't very good. He brought in a new guy in the summertime that became the starting quarterback. So all of these things that people are upset about, he fixed, but we're still calling for his head to be put on a stick outside of JMA. That doesn't make sense to me.
The biggest problem?
I'm very disappointed in the fans, though. But go ahead.
The biggest problem, I believe, is it's like, I don't want to compare them to drug addicts, but the scenario I'm trying to get across, right? Listen. So obviously, whatever drug addicts, whatever they do, they're looking for a quick fix. They find something, they get high. They get high for that. They fall in love with it. Syracuse fans last year got a quick fix.
Yeah.
Fran Brown first year, had an experienced team. They were very, very good. Now they can't get enough, right? So now they looking for that quick fix again. But this year was never going to be that. Like you said, like they graduated a lot of experienced players. And some people understand it and others don't. But like we knew when it happened last year that the team was going to be different and like they had a chance to compete this year, but they wouldn't have been as good as the team last year. Yeah. I don't know. If Angeli doesn't get hurt, I think this season gets talked about a lot differently. That doesn't mean they're going to be they was going to win 10 games or whatever. They probably would have been bowl eligible though. They would have made a bowl game. They probably won't do that now, but if Angeli don't get hurt, ain't no telling. That offense was going to be one of the top units in college football. The questions would have always been on the defensive side of the ball. But when you can score, you kind of take pressure off, in theory. You can take pressure off your defense, and they can play better. But regardless, I do feel like they need to chill, right? They weren't good before Fran got there. So, like, my whole thing is this ain't nothing.
Remember how to lose. Remember who you were. Remember who you were.
This ain't nothing new for y'all. So they do need to relax. Like my whole and what should give them some hope until next year. He's getting 4- and 5-star recruits like that have offers from bigger schools, but they're choosing to go to Syracuse. I don't know if they grasp what's really going on. Like
in the landscape of NIL and everything else, where kids is getting paid millions of dollars, 5-star prospects are getting paid millions of dollars to go elsewhere.
That's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
Landscape of that, Fran Brown being able to bring in 4- and 5-star recruits in this college football landscape, hell, in the landscape of college athletics right now, being able to bring 4- and 5-star recruits to Syracuse University, that is not talked about enough. And you're right. I think that they're forgetting exactly who they are, because this is ridiculous. There's no reason, there's no way that you can tell me that this isn't better than what they had before. And I think they're just forgetting how to lose, bro. They're forgetting how to lose.
For sure. And then I'll just say, if this was the basketball team like it was last year, different conversation. Like, we understand what you're used to. Yeah. The football team ain't been nothing.
It ain't that. The basketball team, the only team that go in there and win in JMA Dome outside of the lacrosse team. In the Big Two, the basketball team is the only team that goes and wins inside the JMA Dome. And it's really a big one because it ain't no basketball and football going on up there. It's lacrosse. The lacrosse is the big one. It's the big one.
Yeah.
It's lacrosse, men's and women's. We talking about Syracuse. This ain't that. There's a lot of history. Yeah, there's a lot of history.
I'm pretty sure it's snowing up there right now. Like
it's snowing right now up there, bro. It's snowing right now.
It's all good. Like I say, Fran gonna be straight though, so I ain't tripping. The fans gonna be fans, but they do need to relax. They need to relax. Yeah. Like enjoy your Saturday, just like I told my Commanders fans. Enjoy your Saturday, bro. If you're watching them for them to win, you're gonna be mad every single Saturday because like it ain't gonna be a good product. Enjoy your Saturday. Kick your feet up. Get a little drink if you drink. Get a little whatever if you whatever. And enjoy the game. Just enjoy that you get to watch football. If you support Syracuse, just enjoy that you get to watch them every Saturday, no matter what they do. Because at the end of the day, you still here.
And it'll all be over. The season is almost over. So if you get to just be blessed that you get to wake up and watch more football. Because in a few weeks here, it's gonna be over and everybody gonna be looking around like,
where did the time go?
What I'm supposed to do with my weekend now? And then you'll be talking about draft boards and prospects, and you'll be mad like, damn, bro, can they just put on the pads and hit? Like, bro, they didn't got selfish up there. Now all of a sudden, Fran Brown needs to be fired and this, that, and the third. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This ain't that, bro. This ain't that. Anyways. I'm off the college football thing. We'll get back to college football because we do have to get back to college football. But you asked about the Syracuse gear.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Y'all know what it is, man. We start the show every week with the NFL talk. I'm sorry that I had to get that off of my chest. That joint was hurting me, bro. That joint was hurting me. I'm scrolling through Twitter and they talking about firing Fran Brown. I'm like, what the hell are we talking about? This is ridiculous. So let's get back to this NFL thing, man. Commanders played. I'm just gonna give the floor to you. You can talk about your Commanders, bro.
It ain't in nothing to discuss for real. Like, I'm just sound like a broken record every single week. They can't play D. They hurt. No matter what the offense to do, they're gonna have to score 40 if they want to win. And like with the injuries, it ain't possible for them to put up that kind of points, that kind of production. So you lean on your defense, and you can't do that because they just aren't good. And obviously, we know we got the news earlier this week. Dan Quinn is going to take over play calling on the defensive side. Whatever. Cool. Like, I mean, it's whatever now because I felt as the move should have happened 4 weeks ago. They done lost 4 straight games by 20-plus points. That is the first team to do so since the 2003 Cardinals. That's what it took for you to make a change. And it wasn't even quote unquote a real change because he still's on the staff. But I always knew that he wasn't going to fire Witt. That is his boy. Like I said, they is like this. Wherever Quinn go, Witt go. Witt is going to be there. That's cool. But he should have manned up and said, Witt, I know you're my boy and all, but we can't keep doing this. So we got to give something else a try. Just like Dan Campbell. They have a winning record. They won in our game. He told the OC that, look, I'm a call plays, but I still need you. And they look pretty darn good. But we could have done the same thing. Instead, one thing I like about Quinn, he's loyal, but he's loyal to a fault.
For sure.
So at the end of the day, he had to make the decision. I respect it. Like I said in the video earlier, I don't think him calling the defense is gonna make them better. Like the players are who they are. The scheme is what it is. So at the end of the day, we just want y'all to be competitive. We don't watch 4 straight weeks of football where it was like, why did we tune into the game? Why did y'all even show up to play the game? We look terrible. You know what I'm saying? On and on and on. We at this point, like because JD out and all that kind of stuff, Terry, basically the whole team out. The fans know it's going to be pretty hard for y'all to win, but we want y'all to be competitive. At least try, or at least make it seem like you're trying. When you step on the field on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, at this point in the season, it's like we already know y'all gonna give up 40 or 50. You might score 20 points if you're lucky, and it ain't gonna be close. It's whatever. Like I say, just like I told them fans, I'm enjoying my Sundays. The game ain't stressing me out. I'm going to talk. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to critique because that's where I'm at right now. But like you say, I understand where we at and why it's going to be hard for them to put out wins. But I can't watch you lose by 20-plus every week. Like, people lose their jobs for that. No matter what you did last year.
These are fireable offenses.
People lose their jobs for losing 4 straight games by 20-plus points. So you got to be able to do something. And like I said, one thing that's been getting talked about a lot in Commander Circle is the culture that Quinn had, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to build and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people are asking where that culture's at. I'm asking the same thing too. Is this the culture or is the culture what we saw last year? Nobody really knows at this point. But what I think we will find out is what the culture is for the remaining of the year. Everybody's counting them out. Everybody knows they're not a good football team. But what can you prove to us right now? Do you want it? Do you even care? That's what the fans are trying to figure out. So we're going to see what happens. But Commanders are Commanders. They 3-7. I was going to say they probably finished last in the division, but the Giants going to go at that real hard. So we're going to see.
And speaking of the Giants, let's get to the Giants. They fired Daboll, and today they announced that J-Mo is going to start. What do you think about the Daboll firing? What do you think about Jameis Winston starting this week?
We had the conversation last week when you asked me about the 3 coaches I thought that were on the hot seat, and I did mention Daboll. And like you said, his clock, in theory, should have started when Dart was there. But I do think the final straw was they blew another 10-point lead game, and he got hurt in the process, which is another time this year that he got hurt. So, I mean, with that, I can see why they decide to part ways. In the same breath, if he was gonna fire Daboll, the GM got to go too.
Yeah.
He is just as responsible for what's going on in New York as Daboll was. So I can't respect the Giants. Well, I don't necessarily. I don't like them. It don't matter. I can't really respect their franchise knowing that the GM is still there and he's been held for countless bad decisions, but yeah, he get to keep his job. So it's interesting to me. But J-Mo starting, they ain't have no choice. Russell is a shell of himself. That's what you do when you start a veteran, especially at this point in his career, and then you bench him, and then you want to rely on him when you really need him. He's not getting reps no more. So it's like he playing scout team. What are you gonna do? He stepped in the game. I ain't practiced with, you know what I'm saying, the people he was throwing to, neighbors really gone. So it's like, who is his number one now? He don't really know. They don't have a good run game. Another problem with the Giants, when your quarterback is your best rusher, that is a problem in itself. Jackson Dart, again, was finna lead them in rushing. I think he did finish the game.
Oh, he still led them in rushing.
Exactly. So my whole, they got too many problems, but the GM is definitely responsible. So I want to know if he's gonna get fired at the end of the year. And obviously, if he keeps his job, I'm not mad because that just means they gonna keep being bad, and that's obviously good for us. So, but yeah, but you know we're gonna get from Jameis. Yeah. I like football, whether it's a pick or a touchdown. He gonna throw that. He gonna sling that junk, and it's gonna be fun to watch always because just the kind of character he is. But what did you feel about? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what did you kind of feel about the Giants doing that?
I thought it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Brian Daboll was a good coach. I still believe that he's a good coach. Furthermore, I think that with the situation that Buffalo has going on right now, Buffalo would be in their right mind, and I don't know if they are, but it would be right of them to hire Brian Daboll going forward as the offensive coordinator. He is the one that really brought Josh Allen to life after that abysmal rookie year that Josh Allen had, where everybody said, I don't know if he can be an NFL quarterback. And Brian Daboll came along and things started to look up.
He got him his job.
He did, right? So I think the most interesting part about that is if you look at, and listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Jackson Dart is Josh Allen. What I'm saying is if you watch them play the game of football, it's kind of similar. It's eerily similar, actually, in the sense that the way that Jackson Dart runs the ball, really aggressively running the ball, you know what I'm saying? He can throw it. I don't think at this point he can throw it as well as Josh Allen. I don't think he has the arm that Josh Allen quite has, but I do think that the way that they play the game of football is eerily similar, which means I don't believe they should have fired Brian Daboll, because I think that if you saw him do what he did with Josh Allen, he could have done that same thing with Jackson Dart. And if you'd have built a team, if you were capable of building a competent team around Jackson Dart and Brian Daboll, I think that you would have seen a lot of the same success that at some point that he saw with Josh Allen. That's just what I believe could have happened. That being said, I don't think that it was a good firing. I think that they took the easy way out. I think they took I think they found the nearest exit and ran out the door. Obviously I get it, another 10-point lead blown, but in a week that you were supposed to win, and if Jackson Dart finishes that game, I do believe that you still win. I thought that was just an escape route in saying, you know what, no more of this, you're out of here. So I thought that was interesting. I do believe it's good to start J-Mo. I don't think Russell Wilson is who he is anymore. Obviously we had this conversation earlier in the year. I think he needs to go before it's too late. He is very clearly at this point about to play himself out of the Hall of Fame. I do believe that is starting to be a reality of his. But I think he is still a Hall of Famer. I just think that you can play yourself out of the Hall of Fame, and I would like to not see him do that. So I think he needs to go ahead and retire. Go home. Sierra's waiting on you. It's all good, my brother. It's all good. It's all good.
I would love shooting a club up. Might as well.
You know what I'm saying? Might as well go into the crib. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm glad Jameis Winston will be playing. That could be really good or really bad. I mean, we've seen
It's gonna be must-see TV either way.
Yeah, must-see TV either way. He's gonna throw for 400 and 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. You just never know when the touchdowns and picks are coming. It could be a really timely touchdown, or it could be a really timely pick, and we could have a great post-game interview afterwards. I hope that we do. I love Jameis Winston's post-game interviews. They're amazing. So yeah, I mean, you just never know what you're gonna get out of Jameis, but it could be, it could be right or it could be wrong. You just never know, and you don't know exactly when that is going to come. So, hopefully it works out for them or for us. Really, I hope they continue to lose. So, it is what it is. Who else? Who else we got? Who do you want to talk about most? What caught your eye most this weekend?
The Pats. I think it's time to give them some respect. Granted, I do understand the situation with the Bucs. However, they did go on the road and win a very tough game.
They did. And
Drake May obviously continues to play really good football. And that defense, I think that defense is better. Obviously, I think I said this last week. That defense is good, but they have a good situation going on in New England right now. And I'm not going to say the AFC is quote unquote wide open, but it kind of is. And the Patriots, if they continue to win football games, have a good chance to end up with a bye and have home games. Who wants to play in Foxborough in January and December and January? I don't know. I got a couple homeboys, Patriots fan. My brother's a Patriots fan. So, I be trying to y'all ain't that good. But every time I watch y'all, it's like, dang, I got to respect it. So, I like I say, shout out to Patriots. Also, Mike Gabriel, my boy Gerard Mayo. They still did you dirty last year. But, I mean, if I had a chance to hire Mike Gabriel, you probably would have been going to. I can't even be mad. And you see why. You see why. You can't even be mad at it. So, you got a good coach, arguably a great coach of the year candidate. You got a good young quarterback. Travion Henderson probably had his best game as a pro Sunday. They got a lot of good things going for them right now. I'm not saying that's gonna result into a Super Bowl appearance or anything like that, but I think the future is bright again in New England after some of them dark years after Brady left.
Yeah. Listen. A couple weeks ago, I had some interesting things to say about Drake May. They'll still think he has a long way to go, but I do think he is a very good quarterback. As much as I love the moxie and the aura that Baker Mayfield puts on display each week, Drake May wouldn't match that. And that's tough to do on the road. That's tough to do in Tampa Bay. And Emeka Egbuka was there. Emeka Egbuka was on the field. He was on the field. And so obviously Baker Mayfield was an MVP candidate at one point. I do believe Drake May has solidified himself in that conversation. He is a top 2 MVP candidate. He might be number 1 at this point. He might be. I don't even know if it's a might. He might have to turn into the favorite at some point. Obviously, Josh Allen, because he's the reigning MVP, the betting odds will have him as the favorite anyway. But I do believe that Drake May has solidified himself at the top of that list. For that conversation. You go on the road, you beat you beat the Bucs, 28-23. Baker Mayfield puts up 273 and 3 touchdowns. Drake May goes out there and puts up 270 and 2 touchdowns with a pick, of course, but hey, he balled. Travion Henderson, I think is going to be elite in this league. I've told this story many times before. I watched him in the state playoffs in Virginia put up like 250 and 2 tuds in a state championship game. Not in the state championship game. It was like state semis or something like that. But I watched him do it at York High School. He we knew he was elite then. He had some injury issues at Ohio State, and I think that he was a steal that the Patriots got. Which goes back to my original point. I do believe that the weapons that they display at times are much better than people give them credit for. And this isn't to discredit Drake May. Yet just to say, hey, bro, y'all be tripping a little bit. Y'all be tripping a little bit when y'all talking about the weapons that the Patriots got. Y'all be trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, they not worth nothing. But I think that they still are. And Stephon Diggs, again, is showing and showed this past week that he is still a very good wide receiver. Now, he may not be necessarily the Trayvon Diggs of, 20, whatever that was, but he is still a very good wide receiver. So I would like for the discourse to change a little bit about the weapons that Drake May has. I'm not calling them, lethal or anything like that, but I do think that is a
good group for sure.
Yeah, it's a fairly good supporting cast. And if the Travion Henderson show is here to stay, that's a damn good offense. It's a damn good offense. I'm not mad at it. So shout out to Drake May and the boys, man. Y'all went on the road. Y'all gotta win. Y'all beat the Bucks on the road. And Drake May balled. I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it at all. I mean, listen, obviously, as it pertains to those weapons, Mac Hollins, you don't expect 6 catches for 106 yards. You don't expect 6 catches for 106 yards from Mac Hollins. Like that. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I do believe, you know what I'm saying, that he is pretty good. Rye, you want me to send you the link, bro? You can come up here if you want to. I'll send you the link if you want. But yeah, listen, man, we got 4 viewers on the YouTube. We got 2 in the on the Instagram right now. I'm not sure what we got on the other Instagram. I think it might just be a few on the Game Recognized Game Pod Instagram page. But go and follow all of them, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love, showing support. That's a bet. Send it. All right, bet. I'm finna send you up here. I'm finna send you the link so you can come up here. You can talk about Drake for a second. But yeah, man, drop comments, questions, all that in the
anything. Interact with us. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to us, man. We appreciate everybody showing love and coming up here, man. All that for sure. Let me get Ryan this link right quick.
While we wait on him, let me ask you about the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Where do you rank them in terms of in the NFC, in terms of who's the best team in the NFC right now? Who's the team to beat? Is the Seahawks the team to beat?
I don't think so. Here's the thing, and let me see. Hey, I'm looking at something, but let me know when Ryan pops up. Here's the thing that I felt like I really learned this week about the Seahawks, and I don't think that they're the team to beat. I think that they are still a pretty good team, but they're not the team to beat. And it's not, their defense is really good, their offense is really good. Here's where things get ugly. Jackson Smith-Njigba goes down earlier in that game. I mean, he starts the game hot like he always does. Takes a big hit. Think he ends up with a concussion or whatever the case may have been. I'm not sure exactly what it was. Gets hurt, and the offense went to hell. I think that's what's scary. If your offense is, and we've seen, I've watched it happen with my own 2 eyes. What happens in the regular season is kind of like playoff basketball in a sense, when your offense heavily relies on one guy. I watched it happen with my Cowboys. This is what happened this is what you saw with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb when the year we let go of Amari Cooper, and everybody was like, oh, we're going to be trash. And we actually I think had one of our best offenses we've ever had. What happened after that, though, was we had that historical season in 2023 where Dak Prescott was an MVP candidate, right? We get to the playoffs, and what happens is that they key one guy. And when your offense is that heavily reliant on one person, the way that it is in Seattle right now, I don't think that that's a recipe for success in the playoffs. Because once they key you, you're cooked. Now you still need Charbonnet, you still need Kenneth Walker. You need both of them to become or to play the way that you know that they can play. But When your offense is that, and I believe that's why they went and got Rashid Shaheed in the trade deadline. Cooper Kupp clearly isn't quite himself. Ryan, I sent you the link, bro. If you wanted to pop up here. Yeah, we seen it. Oh, trying to find a room. All right, bet. We seen that Rashid Shaheed, you know what I'm saying? We seen them going to get him at the trade deadline. But when you're a one-man show out there on offense, bro, I don't know. And I'm not sure that Sam Darnold is good enough and capable enough. And I think that he showed this on Sunday that if something happens to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and we pray that it doesn't, we want health for all of the players. But if something happens to him, or he's clamped and they're doubling him because it's the playoffs and we know you don't got nothing else on the outside, or at least nothing else that you trust, your game plan is cooked. And Sam Darnold looks like a shell of himself. He had Jackson Smith and Jigba had 5 catches for 93 yards, and I think he only played the first half. And that's when they got really crazy, right? Well, so then he goes down, and this team doesn't look nearly as good. The offense doesn't look nearly as good. The defense all of a sudden isn't creating the same type of turnovers and all of these things that they once had. They did everything in the first half. And then the second half, it looked like a very, very, very different team because one guy, granted your best guy, but one guy went out of the game.
I'm not mad at it. I think there's room for more with the Seahawks, right? Like you say, we know that they have one legit weapon, like one really, really good, arguably the best receiver this year. If you want to
sure.
you know what I'm saying, this year, arguably the best receiver. So they offense went, of course, it's not gonna look the same when he go hurt, but like you mentioned, when he does go hurt, or when we get to the playoffs, so we know you're trying to get him the ball, what you gonna do then? The trade for Shaheed is gonna be helpful because he can also stretch the field. He's quick, and you can get him the ball in different ways. He's not just a receiver. You can get him jet sweeps or whatever the case may be. You can use him as a utility gadget kind of receiver. I think that'll help the offense. Like you say, Walker, Charbonnet, they still need to be able to run the football effectively. They've been inconsistent on that front, but I think with health, they probably can get better with it because people gonna have to respect the pass and the fact that JSN can stretch them deep, pause, and
across the middle,
and Shaheed can do the same thing. So I will say this, depending on how the season go, obviously I think the biggest question is going to be Sam Darnold in the playoffs because we watched them with the Vikings last year, and we can argue that they had better weapons, or you know what I'm saying. So, and we watch how he struggled. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I think their postseason hopes rely on quarterback play, but I know for one thing they're in the market for another receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if they use a pick, a first or second round pick, if they got one this year. I don't remember what they traded for Shaheed, but to get another receiver because they can find somebody to pair on the outside, the real outside across Jansen. They can do whatever they want after that, but it's gonna be interesting to see. After that.
Right.
What's going on, fellas?
What's good?
Boy. What's up with you?
Been, man? It's been a minute.
How you living?
Living great, man.
For sure. How's the A? Is it cold?
Oh, it's freezing down here, man. It's probably cold.
It's brick over here too.
For real? Said what?
I was like, it's brick in Norfolk, VA. So like, I know it got to be colder down there.
Yeah, no, I think
getting this
one night it got down to like 20.
Yeah,
it was crazy, but. Man, you see my guys.
I seen somebody said they seen a little snow action out there. It was a little.
I heard that too. I didn't see none, but I heard about that. Some people saying they seen snow, but
for sure, probably nothing that would stick at this point of the year. But just any type of snow at this point of the year is crazy in November.
Right.
We'll start with we'll just keep on the conversation with the Seahawks for now. What do you think about that team? Do you think that they're the best team in the NFC? What do you think about Sam Darnold, JSN, all of them? You know, what do you think?
I honestly believe that they're a great team. I don't think that they are the best team in the NFC, but I do think that they're definitely probably the one team that nobody in the NFC wants to play when it comes playoff time. Because most likely they're going to have home field advantage. They're probably going to get that 1 seed. So You're going to go up into Seattle, having to deal with the 12th man. It's going to be pretty tough with having that defense, and then you got to deal with JSN routing every one of your corners up. It's going to get tough, but I just don't have that much belief in Sam Darnold. Like, I feel like he's doing his thing right now for sure, but you can't. Like, we've seen him have his moments where he folded when it meant the most. So I have to see it personally before I can say I believe in him to go win the big game over teams like the Packers or the Eagles or the Rams or even the Bucks. So, I mean, we'll see when time comes, but honestly, my team that I think is the best out the NFC right now would have to be the Rams. I feel like they're just clicking everywhere. Their defense is doing good. Their offense is amazing. Matthew Stafford, if he's not leading, he's definitely an MVP candidate. So it's like that team, and they have the experience. They have a chip. So it's like you can't really say, oh, I don't trust them. They almost beat Philly last year. So it's just like they got better.
Almost beat Philly in the snow, might I add. Like you go up to Philly and you almost went in the snow in January again. Like you was one step away. You was a couple plays away, bro. You was a 70-yard bomb from Saquon away from winning that game. Saquon daggered you for 70 yards, but you was close to winning that game in the snow in Philly. That's tough.
Yeah,
They should have beat them this year.
Yeah.
Technically, but I mean, block field goals change everything. Special teams wins football games, but I don't disagree. I do think the Rams are up there. Since it's not as who's the best in the NFC, it's hard for me to pick against the Eagles. Even how they look, it's just hard because at the end of the day, it might not be pretty all the time, but they win. And I think or at least for me, I know everybody likes, some people care about how you win or like if you look good, did you blow them out, stuff like that. At the end of the day, for me, ain't nobody gonna remember the score 3-4 weeks down the line. They gonna remember who won or lost. The Eagles keep winning, and they have problems. So like, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like offensively, we know all the drama with AJ Brown. Offensive coordinator, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, they all got some sort of opinions with what's going on in our offense. The defense hasn't looked nearly as good as it looked last year. They lost some pieces. I feel like, it was kind of bad when Brandon Graham decided to come out of retirement to come back. Jury's still out on how that's going to work. They did trade for Jaden Phillips. That's the trade I like. They traded for Michael Carter. That's the trade that I like. That can help them in the secondary. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna keep them
for Jair, and he went into retirement.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see. I can't only because they beat the Rams earlier this year. I'm gonna give credit to the head-to-head. They didn't play. They beat the Packers Monday. So I mean, right now I'm a go with the Eagles, but I'm not opposed to the Rams because, like I said, when they played. That's a game they should have won, and there's no question about the offense in Los Angeles. Like Matthew Stafford, Pakua, Devontae Adams, Kyren Williams, like they got what they need there. So that defense again in Los Angeles is going to be what holds them back too. So it's going to be a good little playoffs going on when we get to that time.
Right. We're going to toss it back to you because you came for the Patriots talk. So let me hear what you got, man. What's up with Drake May and the crew, man? What's up with Drake May and company? Go ahead, talk your talk.
I was excited for Drake May, honestly, but this man he's exceeding my expectations. Like, this is more than I can ask for. This man is great. This is a top 5 quarterback. People just not going to say it because he's only in year 2. Bro, this man is already 3rd in passing yards. In year 2, mind you, 3rd in passing yards.
Why do we do this? Why do we do this?
Bro.
Why do we do this? Y'all know I
doing this with Drake May, and it's only because it's the eye test, bro. The eye test.
Yeah,
seen
it's a lot of guys that didn't pass the eye
against
test
Tampa?
in their first year or two, bro. It's a lot of guys that didn't pass the eye test.
But
Now I'll
here's
give
the
you that it's
difference.
not
No.
his rookie year, but it's a lot of guys that did pass the eye test. Your boy just passed the eye test last year. Your other boy passed it the year before. I'm not gonna keep saying their names, but I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that, bro, and Washington had a fall off or nothing. A lot of this wasn't his fault. But the fact of the matter is y'all don't give people time to grow. So if he takes any step back next year, any step back, and you already call him top 5, you set him up for failure. Why he can't be top 10? Why he can't be top 12? Because it's year 2, and then year 3 you move him up, and you all right, bro. Yeah, we 3 years in, and this what he doing, bro. He's top 5. Why we in year 2 he top 5, bro? He top 5.
I can respect the top 10 talk right now, but we're just holding off the inevitable. Eventually, next year or the year after, he's going to be top 5. I promise you.
The only question I got for you, real fast, is when you talking about rankings, are you basing off everything you've seen from them in their career? Or are you based off?
Thank you, Bryson.
I'm basing it on the best 5 quarterbacks to go play every single week. If we play in just a random game, week 7 of year 2027, who are the 5 best quarterbacks playing that week? Drake May is going to be one of them. I promise you. If we play playoffs, 2027, 2028, Drake May going to be one of those top 3 in the AFC and one of the top 5 in the NFL playoffs. I promise you. He plays the game so smart. It's not like any of these other quarterbacks where we're like, oh, they had a great rookie year, and in the sophomore year, they fall off. They usually fall off because nobody has a game plan for them. You can't game plan against somebody who's smarter than your coach. What are you going to do? We just watched him dice up one of the best NFL defenses in the league. And every single week, people are saying, oh, easy schedule, easy schedule. If we go look at the schedule, he's played some great defenses and has diced them up for 200 plus, 2 to 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks. Like, he's playing amazing, playing as if he was a 7, 8, 9 year vet. And this is year 2. That's why I'm saying top 5. I never was on the top 5 for JD5. Never was on the top 5 for CJ Stroud. Because you have to see what they're going to do in year 2 after people game plan against you. But I'm watching. It's literally nothing you can do. It's literally nothing.
I'm gonna say this, right? If you ask me today, is Drake May paying like a top 5 quarterback in the league? I would tell you yes.
Yeah.
If you ask me, is he a top 5 quarterback in general? I'm gonna tell you no. He's granted, based off this year alone, I will give him that he looks the best out the class this year. Last year, JD looks the best, and it wasn't close. Right now, Drake May looks the best, and it's not close. A lot of factors played into that. Like last year, y'all had all that stuff going on. Mayo, team was bad, stuff like that. This year, JD for us injuries around the team, we're terrible, stuff like that. I feel like it's at least talking quarterback class of last year. We know JD and Drake May is probably going to be the 2 best moving forward. You can have them whatever way you want. Some people prefer May, some people prefer JD, but I think it's pretty clear at the moment that they're going to be the best 2. I personally, I do like Drake May, but the interception he had on this past Sunday in the Bucks, y'all were in the red zone, and he threw a boneheaded play. That's the Drake May that you can't escape from. He ain't been like that all this year, so respect. But I don't know when you need him the most, when you start playing teams, when we get in the playoffs, can you put your trust in him to not make plays like that? That's the only question I have about Drake May right now. Like we said before we got up here, I like our team, our defense. I like Vrabel. Josh McDaniels, I really, really think people need to talk about him more. I really do think he has a lot to do with the whatever you want to call it with Drake May, the implosion, the improved play this year. I think Josh McDaniels has a lot to do with that. But again, I'm gonna give credit where it due. May has all the potential, or he has the, you know what I'm saying, he has the size, the arm strength, he can run. There's a lot to love, but we just gotta pump the brakes just a little bit. He's gonna be, and maybe next year, like you say, 2 years from now, I think he probably can be a consistent top 5 quarterback. Let's just pump the brakes at the moment. Let's see when we get into the playoffs, when y'all start playing these other great quarterbacks, where we line up. That's all I want to see with him. But I'm not mad at your opinion for sure. Like, I respect Drake May and what the Patriots doing right now.
I respect it, but I do have to challenge you on you talking about this interception. I don't understand how you can say you don't trust Drake May when it comes down to it, because after the interception, he literally went down and won the game. He had, mind you, this was a 3rd and goal pass. I'm not a big fan of it. I felt like, 1-2, we could have ran it, but
Almost deaf.
the run, we ran the ball 2 plays back to back before that. It didn't work. So it's like, I'm not mad at it. He does what he had to do, but he threw the pick. And he learned from it. He realized, okay, can't do that again. The next drive goes down, throws a 69-yard touchdown to win the game. Like, it's just certain things that you don't see out of these rookie and second-year quarterbacks that you're seeing Drake May do drive to drive. These adjustments that he makes on the spot are different than it would take these quarterbacks a whole game. They'd be like, they'd make a play just like that with the interception, and then maybe next week they'll try to fix it. Drake May fix it the next drive. That's why I'm like, come on. This is really like it. I don't want to say the Brady but it's almost that that safety net. Like, how when you feel safe that somebody's going to do something, that's how I feel watching Drake May play. I feel safe with him as my quarterback. So, we'll see. He might become Brady. I would love for him to become Brady, but
He just need to be Drake May. Just be Drake May. Everybody can't be Brady. That's a unreachable.
Nah, that definitely is unreachable. But if he can be 75% of Brady, I'll be great. I'll be ecstatic with just that.
75% of a man who has
7 rings. So that's what? 2 to 3 rings. I can take that out of Drake.
That's not more. What's the real percentage on that? 75% of
probably like 4. But I mean,
wait.
But maybe we're not. But like in theory, just play wise, like 7% of what
That's
Brady.
5. That's 5 rings.
Hey.
What do you mean? I would be okay with that. I would be ecstatic. Bro, go out there and give you 5 rings. Like, I'd be ecstatic too.
Nah, 5. Honestly, if he can just get 2, I know he can get that 3rd. That's a fact. He's too smart.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Too smart.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You play in the same conference with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I ain't saying Drake May can't do it, but them 3 quarterbacks ain't going nowhere no time soon.
They not.
He's gonna have to beat them. Well, not really them, but the team is gonna have to beat their team. And like, I don't know how I feel about that right now. I think obviously I got the Bills earlier this year. Respect.
It's
when it matters.
Up there. Yeah, I was about to say
when
it's different
matters.
when up there in January. And it's different going to Orchard Park in January.
Man, we're not worried about none of that. First of all, we're home.
You would be.
Right. Because they're not getting that division up off us. I can tell you that. That division is ours.
Yeah. They definitely sold this week. Let's get to them right quick. What did y'all see in that game against Miami this week, man? What did y'all see?
The Bills are who I thought they'd been. All right, let me say this, because Sean McDermott, right? I feel like certain good to great coaches, they get passes. They get a lot of them. I've been on a train that I think the Bills should move on from Sean McDermott. And it's not because I don't think he's a good coach. I think you reach your ceiling with coaches, and once your ceiling is reached, there's no passing that. They reached their ceiling the year they lost to Mahomes, and when they let him score and whatever it was, 13 seconds or whatever, and they ended up losing. That was their peak. They probably should have been in the Super Bowl that year. Didn't get there. And they have not been able to reach that amount of success to get back. And I don't think they're going to. You have Josh Allen. So whatever, you always gonna be able to compete.
I mean, it was a drive away this past year.
And where are they at when it all said and done? At the home. The same place they've
I'm
been.
just saying, you said they haven't been back to that point. They was a drive away. We seen Vic Fangio do what Vic Fangio does, and like it won't no choke job or nothing. Vic Fangio dialed it up when it mattered most, like Vic Fangio does, and they didn't get it done. But you said that. I'm just saying, you said they haven't been back there.
I think
they definitely got back there in a better year because it was Josh Allen's MVP year. I'm just now whether you believe he should have won or not, I don't. But I'm just saying
that's a whole nother conversation. But like you're right, they did get back, but they lost to the same team they still can't beat. But you can beat them in the regular season. That's a problem for me. Next, I would just say that I think certain teams reach your potential with coaches. I think we can argue the Steelers are doing the same thing with Mike Tomlin right now. I think sometimes you need a new voice. I think the Bills are at that point that they need somebody else to come in and maybe give them a little boost. Or maybe they need to bring Daboll back and the OC comes back and they might just walk their way into a Super Bowl. There's options there. I like McDermott. I just don't think he's going to bring them a Super Bowl. So I think that's their number one problem is figuring out whether or not the coach that they currently employ is really, truly the best man for the job.
I agree, honestly. With pretty much everything you said. It's the Bills, they show who they are every year. This is what they do. Every year they come out, oh, we're one of the best teams, and then they give you about 2 or 3 L's over the season where you're like, how did you lose to them? So it's like every time you have those questionable losses going into the playoffs, teams looking at you, looking at those losses, seeing what did those teams do against you that caught you off guard. And that's an issue with the Bills. And like you were saying, where I agree with you with the coach, I don't think McDermott can really pull the Super Bowl win out of them because, for one, I feel like with Josh Allen as the quarterback, it's almost, and I'm not going to say impossible, but it's super hard to because he's a quarterback that you have to limit his mistakes. But while limiting his mistakes, you had to take away from other players and you had to build this balanced offense. So when you build a balanced offense, if you get one aspect shut down like we did against the Patriots, not to keep bringing up the Patriots, when we played the Bills, all we did was shut down James Cook and made Josh Allen be Superman again. And he couldn't do that. When he tries to play under pressure, he has to do all this extra stuff. He usually loses the game. When he wins, it'd be against teams where it's like the Ravens, who always sell. Other teams like that, he's not beating the top team. He's not beating Mahomes, and definitely not in a playoff game.
Nobody's beating Mahomes though. What does that mean?
But
that's the problem.
For you to make for you to get the Super Bowl win, you have to beat Mahomes. Somebody got to beat him.
And that's the
but I
problem.
think this is where things get disingenuous though, because it's not. And I get it. Like I'm not even trying to have a loser mindset about this because I understand that when you talk sports, the pinnacle of sports is a championship. I understand that. All I'm trying to get everybody to understand is folks is not just out here winning Super Bowls. Folks is not out here just beating Patrick Mahomes. Like when we're talking, we need to start having, you know what I'm saying? We need to stop being disingenuous about this thing. Like it's like, right, he's just not beating Patrick Mahomes. Well, hell, nobody's beating Patrick Mahomes. This is the first year we've seen Patrick Mahomes look like he was a human. Like that's not a regular occurrence. So when we talking about it, him getting to that game, like obviously, yes, he does have to get over that hump at some point. And yes, he does. But I'm not saying that like just getting to that game is enough. But what I'm saying is you can't say, well, we just haven't seen him. We just haven't seen him. We haven't seen him win. He just folds in that moment. Well, he's beating everybody except for the guy who we never see fold in that moment. I think it's disingenuous to say that Josh Allen just folds in that moment every time. Well, it's a little more to that. It's a little more nuanced.
No. I'm not faulting Josh for them losing to the Chiefs because every time they play in the playoffs, Josh plays damn near perfect. But he is not the coach. The coach cannot get the over the hump. No matter how good Josh Allen played, there's something there that at the end of the day, he get out-coached. And that doesn't make him less of a good coach. He's just not better than Andy Reid. And I feel like they've reached the potential of what they can do with him at the helm. That's not a bad thing sometimes. He's been there, over 5 years now? I can't tell you the real, but I know it's been at least 5 years. And what do you have to show for it? And like you say, everybody just doesn't win championships. I respect that. But the goal is to win championships. And if you can't deliver on that goal, how many times can I let you go out there and continue to do the same thing? Thinking you're going to change the results year after year is insanity. I watched you lose to the Chiefs before in 13 seconds. You go out there last year, you lose to them again. At what point do we stop and say, hey, it ain't the quarterback. Sean McDermott is what? He's a defensive-minded head coach, right? The defense ain't never where they supposed to be when you need them the most when they play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship or the divisional round. You can't find them. That's on the head coach. And obviously, they're playing Patrick Mahomes. So I respect it. Like, that ain't an easy matchup. But at the end of the day, I feel like the coach needs to be able to do something, right? He either needs to be able, he doesn't strike me as a leader of men. And I don't mean that by like he can't lead men, but like some coaches are better at getting players to give them their all than other ones. He doesn't strike me as that kind of coach. He strikes me as more of an X and O. I'm the defensive-minded coach. Let's see what we can do there. It ain't been working out. It's cool. He's a good coach. Arguably can't be a great one. He just can't bring Buffalo what they're looking for. And I think sometimes it's better to admit that than trying to force it every single year. Because when you stuck, they're gonna be stuck in purgatory, their own kind of purgatory. We can't win championship games. They lost all them times in the 80s. You go back now, when we finally get good again, and we can't beat the Chiefs. Purgatory. And the difference between those teams, at least they were getting to the Super Bowl. You can say, well, we lost in the bowl. Let's run it back. You're not losing in the bowl. So to me, at one point or another, I feel like they need to have a real conversation about it. And like I was saying, maybe the conversation is to bring Daboll back now that he's fired. Because I think Joe Brady, I think the OC now, I don't think the fit is great. So maybe that moves can get them over the hump. But even if they do that, one thing remains the same. It's going to be Sean McDermott. And if they don't get back to the Super Bowl or they can't get to the Super Bowl, who do you look at? You can't blame your MVP quarterback. So that's the only thing I feel. I can say the same thing now about Jim Harbaugh. I said, in theory, I can say the same thing about Mike Tomlin, but I think his situation is a tad bit different than theirs because he don't have Josh Allen and he don't have Lamar Jackson. So there's things to talk about with that. There's a couple coaches who I feel like at this point have overstayed their welcome with their current franchise. It's not too bad, but like at the end of the day, everybody likes consistency, and that's what they have right now in Baltimore, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Is the coach is always going to be there, but what do they have to show for it the last 10, 12 years? And Baltimore and Pittsburgh case, but in Buffalo case, same thing virtually. So that's how I feel about it. It's not no disrespect to Sean McDermott, but I think those are questions that really need to be thought about in the offseason.
I want to ask you, I get you questioning McDermott, but why do you feel like there's no questions with the quarterback as well? Everybody seems to have questions about Lamar Jackson. Would you say you have questions about Lamar Jackson leading the Raiders?
In the playoffs? In the playoffs, for sure.
Okay, but why? Because they lose just as many games. Actually, Josh Allen has one more loss than Lamar. Josh Allen's been in the playoffs more times than Lamar, has had more years to get to the bowl and still hasn't done it. Lamar has been, as Kobe was saying earlier, we talk about quarterbacks early, but nobody talks about how we get on playoff quarterbacks early. Josh Allen had his time to develop. He was getting spanked early in his years, and then he had to learn how to win. When Lamar Jackson does it, everybody has questions about him, but because he's winning MVP, everybody wants him to win it now. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen lose just as much. Josh Allen, I feel like you should have more questions with him than Lamar. He has more, I'm not going to say he doesn't have more turnovers in the playoffs, but he has more moments to where you're like, what in the world? Why did he do that? Lamar's turnovers, if you're watching, they're always when he's trying to be Superman, when he's trying to do too much. Josh Allen just has bones and plays where you're like, Lamar, he has a lot of plays.
The only thing I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So I don't want to make it seem like Josh, we shouldn't raise questions about Josh. But I'm saying when they play the Chiefs, Josh is you never look at Josh and be like, he's the reason they lost. Last year against Buffalo, they did come back, but you can point to Lamar being one of the issues they lost that game. Obviously, Mark dropped the ball, dropped the two-point conversion at the end of the game. So, like, he's not the only issue. But that first half, they had to fight back in that football game because Lamar coughed the ball up like he does every time they get into the playoffs. I love Lamar. He needs
everybody gets on Lamar for one mistake. He can literally have. He could go 16 for 17 and a half in that one.
Oh, I said that's disingenuous too because you know, we always get on Lamar in the playoffs. We be like, bro, you just don't look the same. Like his play style literally changes. I think that's my biggest problem with Lamar. The way that Lamar plays in the playoffs versus the way that he plays in the regular season, and obviously a part of that goes, a good portion of that goes to the OC too. Because I don't know what makes you think that in the regular season, oh, let's run the ball 30 plus times a game, and we get to the AFC Championship or the divisional against Patrick Mahomes, and you like, yeah, we can run it 15 times. Let's let Lamar air that joint out 35 times, though. See what happened. Just see what happened. Like, he gets to the playoffs and he just be trying, and I get it. But what I am saying is, yes, he did. Yes, he came back last year. But the reason that he caught so much flack for that game, and I was upset. And you know me. You know, when I was on the other platform, the first thing I came out and said, I said, hey, bro, we got to have a conversation because y'all about to blame Lamar for this. And this wasn't all Lamar's fault. I did say that. That was the very first thing I said after the game. But it's disingenuous to say, why are we having these conversations about Lamar and not Josh? Because we know that they look totally different in those games. In those games, they look totally different. And yes, but it really boils down to, at some point, Lamar, your play style in the playoffs looks totally different. We be like, bro, like, just take off. Just take off. Lamar, just take off. Lamar, just take off. Please. He won't do it.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you watch, I don't know how often you tune into the Ravens throughout the regular season, but when you happen to watch a game, how often do you see Lamar making audibles, changing the play that a coach called? How often do you see him do that?
Not very often.
My point. When he gets to the playoffs, he just listens to what the coach tells him what to do. And I feel like that's a problem on him. That he can change, he could take over the game. But when you're trying to prove something his whole life, well, I'm not going to say his whole life, that's crazy, but his whole NFL career, he's been doubted. He's been talked down on. Nobody thought he was going to do anything. So he's trying to do everything in his power to be as best as he can. And you have a Super Bowl winning coach. You can't sit there and not listen to him. He literally won the Super Bowl. So
yeah, no 08. Like what year was it? 12?
Yeah, it was
2012, but
that's 13 years ago now. Like,
outside of the Chiefs and the Patriots, how many other coaches have Super Bowls?
That's the
Fair.
same thing I be saying about quarterbacks. What are we
Fair.
talking? I
That's
be
fair.
saying that same thing about quarterbacks. Y'all be mad at me. Y'all be
only
mad at
thing-
me when I say it about a quarterback, but we can say it about a coach though.
The only thing I'm gonna add about Lamar too, like we talked about, I don't like his play style in the playoffs. I think he becomes too conservative because I think he want to prove to everybody that he can win as a passer. And I think in the playoffs, he wants to prove too badly that he's just as good as a passer as everybody else. And I just want him to be Lamar Jackson. If he just plays like Lamar Jackson, the Ravens probably played in the Super Bowl last year. Maybe. They would have beat the Bills. Lamar, it seems like Lamar gets in the playoffs and he tries to play like everybody but Lamar. And like you say, some of that's on the OC. I don't like all the play calls. They won't even run and design runs for Lamar in the game against the Bills last year. I had a huge problem with that. That's one area they could have killed them with. My only concern with Lamar, because I thought he should have won MVP last year. So I don't question Lamar. I question what he does in the playoffs when it's time to win the big games. I just feel like and like I say, maybe that comes back on John Harbaugh, Todd Monken, and like I was mentioning with Sean McDermott, maybe now, because I see some Baltimore fans questioning whether or not Harbaugh has run his course as they coach. I think that is a fair question to talk about in the offseason, because at the end of the day, the league evolves. Every single year, the leagues evolve. Whether they go back to things they've done in the past, that's now in the present, or whatever the case may be, it evolves. I don't think all the coaches evolve with it. I don't think Harbaugh has. I don't think Sean McDermott has. So it's different, but I'm just hoping that this year, because I think they'll make the playoffs now that Lamar's healthy and they'll get back on to whatever they're supposed to do. What can he show me this year? Nobody's expecting them to go far per se. Like when they make the playoffs, they're the Ravens. Nobody wants to play them. Last year, it was like, you got to get to the Super Bowl. The year before that, you got to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think that kind of expectation is hovering around this franchise this year. Wow. So being that, because the way they just started, I think now.
Yeah, but Lamar was hurt for this.
I can tell you right now, they're in playoff mode. They don't want to lose another game for the rest of the season.
And if they get there, the same thing we saying about Patrick Mahomes every week. Every week, I don't know about y'all, or I don't know about anybody outside of the pod, but every week I'm hearing, hey, it's still Patrick Mahomes on the field. I expect them to get there. I don't know why the same sentiment wouldn't be had for Lamar Jackson.
That's a fair point.
What'd you say, Rob?
I fully expect them to I expect them to win a division still.
That division is not.
That they're only going to lose no more than 2 games for the rest of the season. And like you were saying earlier, with people saying about Harbaugh running his course, man, as somebody from Baltimore himself, that man Harbaugh ran his course before he won his Super Bowl. He was on the hot seat back then. That Super Bowl saved his career then. He should have been gone. He almost lost his job when Lamar came. Lamar saved his job. So it's all these things that keep happening at the last second that keep him around. His time is done. It's time to find somebody else who's going to get Lamar. Honestly, I'm not going to fully put the blame on Harbaugh not getting Lamar activated, because if you do watch how the team started to scheme him in the playoffs, he went from running so much to not running at all because teams were literally QB containing him and then having somebody spying him. You can't run around, do what you do when you had to do all that. And he wasn't as good as a passer as he is today, as he was back then when everybody had all these questions about him. Oh, he can't win this. He can't beat this team. He lost to the Bills in the second round. He wasn't as good as a passer. And I feel like now, that's why I say we're talking so early, because now that he's had these years of playing, learning how teams are going to play him in the playoffs, you can't bring out with so many different schemes versus him. Now he knows what's going to come out there and go. Now he knows he's going to face. He's going to go out there and do what he do throughout the regular season. I can promise you, I won't say this year because this defense is atrocious. Like, it is insane. But next year, or the year after, I expect him to win one for sure. if he don't win one, he will definitely be in the game within the next 2 years. He's too elevated now. He's become the smart passer in himself. If you look at him from his rookie year to now, this might be one of the best jumps we've seen from a quarterback. It's actually insane.
I got something for you.
Oh yeah.
I got something for you. Y'all talking Ravens? I got something for you. I got something for you. Special guest in the building, coach. Hey, that boy didn't change the name on the StreamYard. That man name is Coach P on the StreamYard now. I ain't never in my life.
Hey, listen, man.
Respect though.
The dog is here.
Hey, let's talk about it.
How much have you heard about this Ravens conversation?
I ain't heard nothing, but we can talk about it.
I'm gonna give you what I just said.
Okay.
I said the first thing I said was I think, or at least John Harbaugh has run his course. Let's start there. How do you feel about that? Being a Ravens fan, do you believe he has run his course as the coach or not?
No, I don't believe it.
Why?
Like, he hasn't run his course because John Harbaugh is in a stage of his career as a Super Bowl champion winning coach to where he's
13
been 13
years ago.
That's cool. He got one. It don't matter how long ago it was. Michael Jordan won his 6 rings a whole 3 decades ago. We still talking about him. So that's what I'm saying though. Like John Harbaugh's at the stage in the point of his career where when he's ready to go out, cool. But until then, we're gonna have to ride the wave.
Even if it costs y'all a potential championship in the near future.
That's cool. But this is my thing. Everybody talking about he's ran his course, but yet we've been in position to win a Super Bowl every year in the last 5-6 years. We've been there. We just gotta get it done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been there. So, like, it ain't like we not making the playoffs. It ain't like we barely get into the wild card. Like, we've been either the team to beat or like the second team to beat in the AFC. So, like, it ain't John. We gotta go finish the job. At the end of the day, John don't play in no football games. He don't hike the ball, pass the ball, run the ball, tackle the ball. He don't do nothing. He prepared them for the week, and they got to go win the game. So I'm rocking with John. I'm good with John. I ain't tripping.
I respect it, but I can't. Like, John, he's old. Like I've said before you joined, he was on the hot seat before he won the Super Bowl. He was on the hot seat before Lamar got there. He's on the hot seat now because of his record. And I'm not going to blame the record fully on him because I feel like that team is, even though people try to act like this team is great, this team is still terrible without Lamar Jackson. So that record isn't surprising.
That's every team in the league, though.
You said what?
Every team in the league terrible without their guy.
I mean, yeah, but you don't have a backup who can go win you games. Like some teams have
Tyler
backup.
Huntley won us a game. What you talking about?
Well, why were we watching Cooper Rush?
What
was that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Cooper Rush should have never been on the field in Baltimore.
He shouldn't have been in a Baltimore
But
jersey.
Cooper Rush won games in Dallas. So why could he win games in Dallas, but he couldn't win a single one in Baltimore?
Because Ryan, you thinking about this real like premature. Like Cooper Rush won games in Dallas because Dallas's offensive scheme fit what he does as a quarterback. Nothing we do in Baltimore fits anything about Cooper Rush. Not the way we run the ball, pass the ball, none of that. I don't know why we signed Cooper Rush. I don't know why he ever had on a purple, black.
Who did that? Was that the GM or was that Harbaugh?
I don't know who it was. And at this point, I really don't care as long as we never put him back on the field. As long as we keep Tyler Huntley on the field, if Lamar is out, I'm good. But yeah, that Cooper Rush, I don't know what that was. But I'm saying, like I've been saying all year. I've been saying this on every podcast I've been on. Every time somebody asks me to speak, the Baltimore Ravens are going to be fine. We just got to win when the time comes down the road. I wasn't tripping when we was 0-1, 0-2, 1-4. I ain't tripped this whole season because we've been here before. We've been here before. We was 9-7 when we won the bowl. We've been here before, but all these other fan bases and even other Ravens fans is panicking like it's the end of the world. Like, pipe down. But we got a first team all pro at quarterback. We got a bona fide top 10 running back in our backfield, Hall of Famer, guaranteed. We got a young superstar on the outside. Like, what are we tripping about, bro? We got a Hall of Fame linebacker, a Hall of Fame safety. Like, what are we tweaking about? Like, let's relax, bro. We got a second-year defensive coordinator who's still figuring it out. He's young in his career. And we got a second-year offensive coordinator, or maybe not. Todd, this is Todd third year. This is second.
I think so.
This is his second or third year. Like we are essentially very good, but we also really young in a lot of important areas too. So like, and we still been kicking. Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
So you're gonna allow him to experiment with your team and learn in the playoffs and expect to go win the bowl this year when y'all couldn't do it the previous years with coaches with experience? I don't believe.
Right. You was the main one before P got up here. You said John Harbaugh was safe.
No, I don't. You said that he was safe.
Yeah, you said he was safe. Or that he should be.
No, he shouldn't be safe, but he's going to be safe because of him winning the Super Bowl. But he has been on the hot seat multiple times in his career and has found a way to have turned it around and do the right thing. So that's why I'm saying he's not going to be fired. No time.
Okay, Ryan, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this, bro. If we fire John Harbaugh, who are we going to go hire?
Whoa, wait. Hold on, Ryan. Don't you answer that yet. That's the same thing. This the same thing I be talking to you about when you talk to me about my quarterback.
Who?
You.
I ain't know. Hold on. Hold on. That's it.
No. These are the same. These are the same questions that I ask you.
Listen, if y'all got rid of Dak Prescott, which I actually, I rock with Dak. I always put Dak somewhere between 5 and 8, on my list. You know that consistently. I was just saying we was having that particular conversation. If y'all got rid of Dak Prescott, there are some quarterbacks that y'all can go get.
There are some coaches that y'all can go get.
Nah, I ain't. But my thing is, if Lamar Jackson is saying, I want John, who are we going to go get to come to Baltimore?
All right. Well, let me say this, because the start of this conversation was talking about the Bills, and I was like, some teams or some coaches have reached their potential with their franchises. I said Sean McDermott is one, and I said John Harbaugh is now one. I don't believe in today's age that Harbaugh can do anything else that another coach couldn't do for y'all. Y'all wanted to lose in the second round, somebody else can do that. Like, it ain't like at this point in time, I don't think he's evolved the way he should have for y'all to be successful. Y'all are winning games because Lamar Jackson. Y'all are winning games because y'all employ Lamar Jackson. That is cool. I respect it. I can't be mad at that. But in the playoffs, when the times come, Lamar is at some fault, but the coaching staff is at some fault too. So when y'all consistently don't get to where y'all need to go, who does that fall back on? John Harbaugh. It's not fact.
This is my thing though. Like, who? Like, we talking about importing Lamar. Who wanted to go get Lamar? John Harbaugh. No, then nobody else was like John Harbaugh wanted to go get Lamar. Like, he went to go get 8. I want to change this whole thing for 8. He told Joe Flacco, hey, bro, we appreciate what you did for it, but it's time for you to. So, like, we're talking about he hasn't evolved. He clearly has. By doing what he
Changing
does.
Quarterback. I don't know if that's really evolving.
But that's what I'm saying, though. By doing what he did with Lamar, look at the league. Look at the league. So he has evolved. At the end of the day, we just haven't won a championship yet with this evolution of our team. But when you look at the time from when we won our first Super Bowl to our second, it took some time to do that.
The homie Tank said, shout out Tank, actually. Homie work at OTE, very tough guy, my guy. The homie said, how crazy would Daboll be as the Ravens head coach?
Who?
Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll.
Negative. Nah, I'm cool. We do something like that, I'm gonna go buy me another jersey. No, that's crazy.
So in a hypothetical situation, if y'all was to move on from John Harbaugh, who would you like for them to hire? Or like, could be somebody that's coaching another team right now, not in theory. Who would you like to see them go after?
Nick Saban, Kirby Smart. I'm not because like I don't want us to go get one of these wash rag other head coaches that's been in the league losing. Because that's all these other teams doing. They're going to get coaches that's been losing at other spots, and then all of a sudden they're a new shiny toy when they come to your franchise. No,
I feel like he just kind of shots at us, but it's all right.
I'm just saying, like, come on, bro. Like,
I feel you though.
that's pointless. Like, if we gonna replace John Harbaugh, go get me somebody that I know is gonna win. Because again, we're talking about trying to get rid of a guy who has won his division 5 out of the last 6 years.
Gang said,
come on.
homie said, nigga would rather have Saban than Dayball.
I ain't gonna. I'm cool on it. He's cooked.
What about Lane Kiffin though? You wouldn't want him as a coach? You don't think he's good enough?
Personally, what I know about Lane Kiffin, nah, I'm good.
I love when we do this, P. I love when we do this. I love when we do this.
What I know about Lane Kiffin, I'm gonna let him stay in college and enjoy what he's doing down there. He ain't go to Florida. He ain't go to LSU. He can stay at Ole Miss for all he wants to. Just don't come to Baltimore.
He going to LSU.
Think so?
I don't think Florida is enticing enough. If you're going to Florida, you might as well stay at Ole Miss. I ain't gonna lie to you. In 2025, in 2025, if you're going to Florida, you might as well stay at Ole Miss.
I'm just saying,
and I'm not saying it in the sense that like Florida isn't a bigger program, but what I'm saying is that in 2025, if you are at Ole Miss and you're doing what Lane Kiffin is doing at Ole Miss right now today, it ain't that big of a jump to go to Florida. If you really want to jump, hey, if you're gonna jump, hop. Go ahead and go to LSU. But if you're going to Florida, go ahead and stay at Ole Miss, huh?
If you're going to LSU, you might as well stay at Ole Miss. Ole Miss got
I think LSU still. I think LSU. No. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about them in Florida. I think LSU is still. You know what I'm saying? I just
feel like he can do everything that he would do at LSU at Ole Miss now.
Yeah, but then what would the point of Florida be?
Pre-NIL, I'm going to LSU. But now, though, I can do everything that I would do in Baton Rouge and Oxford.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about Ole Miss. I think there's levels. I think Ole Miss is if there's tiers to it. I think Ole Miss is tier 3, Florida's tier 2. But I think it's closer. I think it's closer than it is Ole Miss to LSU than it is Florida. Ole Miss to Florida. I think it's closer.
All I know is if I'm him, I ain't going to Gainesville. That's nasty.
That's what I was getting at.
I
go to Baton Rouge. I ain't going to Gainesville though.
If I'm Lane though, I'm staying at Ole Miss.
Yeah, they're gonna build him a statue.
Like Ole Miss he could arguably be one of the greatest coaches ever to coach at that university, especially how they playing right now.
No, they're gonna build him a statue by the time
they mess around and do some damage, this year. Like, hey, LSU gonna have to pay me something that, hey, y'all already got Brian.
That's my whole thing. And with going through the buyout with Kelly,
yeah.
How much money do you really got available to really?
Oh, they got it. That ain't the problem.
Who?
They'll come up with it.
That
Bro.
ain't the problem.
Do we really want to play 2 coaches?
Who?
This is all I'm saying. If they
LSU
decided to get Lane, there's 2 people that will walk in and say, "Here go the $100 million to pay him off. Here go the 75 to start him off."
That's fair.
That's only 2 people out of the 225.
For sure.
So like that, the money's not the problem. That ain't really. That's why a lot of these schools now are firing these coaches or letting them go, because the boosters are like, "Yo, let him go. I'll write you the check. I'm just gonna write it off anyway."
All right, while we here, let's talk CFB right quick. First of all, y'all can finish that Lane Kiffin joint, but while everybody here, who do y'all have winning the Natty this year?
What? What?
My guy.
That question?
Give me Indiana.
Man, oh wait,
Yeah, he hating hard. He hating P. I want you to know he on here hating because he know who. Yeah. He hating P. He hating.
Man, listen, bro.
Low key.
You think Mendoza about to come on, bro?
Low key. I'm hating for sure. I'm hating, but it don't even matter. I'm rolling with Indiana. I don't even care. Give me
Hey, bro, Indiana, Indiana, they might mess around, not even make. You know, I'm
Nah, you trolling now. You really trolling.
I get in there for sure.
I've seen worse.
Hey, long as Mendoza is healthy, they'll get in there. Long as he's healthy.
Hey.
Rod, who you got winning college football this year?
I gotta take Ohio State. That's almost like a football team, an NFL team out there. That's not fair. They got
almost.
Almost. I don't even think it's almost.
Almost, it is. Every starter on that team went to the league.
Make sure I beat Michigan. When I play them.
Don't you worry about the wrong. You worry about the wrong stuff.
Worried about it.
Ain't though, right? Like Michigan.
You need to be worried about it.
Michigan is gonna get handled this year. Like,
you couldn't even beat the boy. The boy had to walk on and a true Russian quarterback last year. You couldn't even get him. It didn't matter. Y'all won a natty, so it probably won't matter this year. But my whole thing is, why we can't beat Michigan? Well, why y'all can't beat Michigan? What's the problem there? I don't even care about the natty. Y'all probably win. Talk to me why y'all can't beat Michigan. JJ was there, can't beat him. David, whatever boy name was.
That's not like, bro. It's a rivalry.
For like, sure.
So like Michigan, they don't win the last three, right?
It's like 4 or 5. It's like 4.
Hold on, it ain't been 5 though. Hold on.
Hey, it's 2025. It's 2025. I think it was 2020. I think the first one was like 2020.
Hold on, Cole. Hold on. You about to give me a heart attack.
It's like 4-5 of them joints, man. It's like 4-5.
5? Hold on. Somebody do some research real quick. How many years they done won?
I got you.
Okay, 5 is nah. I might have a heart attack. You say it's been 5. 3? All right. 5 is crazy.
Man, the same question I have is with the Patriots and the Dolphins. I can't understand why we can't beat the Dolphins in Miami.
It's Miami, boy. Them boys ain't worried about no football game, boy.
This is a divisional rival, though, man. We got to
talk about we can't beat the Dolphins in Miami. Boy,
it makes sense for like if y'all couldn't, but this is our divisional rival.
It's 4.
Okay, 4. All right, so the last 4. You said 5. Listen.
I said 4 or 5. It's 4 though.
This is my thing though. So the last 4 in Michigan then got they dub off, right? But what about the 12 before that?
From 2012.
That's real.
From 2012
to 12 before
2019.
these last 4, everybody was just Michigan just a little brother. Ooh. Now the little brother sticking his chest out a little bit, which rightfully so. At some point, you gotta step up to the plate. But
real
this year.
Oh, BTA.
Listen. When I say belt, it might be about 3, 4, 5 belts.
I'm hoping so for y'all. Say you might.
I'll tell you this. It ain't enough. Homie said, "Nigga, bringing up JT Barrett years."
Cardell
it ain't enough. Cardell Jones is crazy. That
ain't cool.
Hey, I feel like this though. It ain't enough hardball guys left on that Michigan roster to beat us. Last year, they still had a bunch of Michigan, and they still had a bunch of hardball guys on that roster that actually mattered. Like, it's some young hardball guys on that roster, but not enough that spent enough time with Harbaugh to know what it take, to know what it really mean to go out there and beat Ohio State. It's not enough of them left. Terrell Pryor mentioned is insane. This is getting nasty, Tank. I ain't gonna
Miller before he transferred, my dog, but you ain't
have
all right. No, but on the real. Y'all play at home? Y'all played them at home this year?
Yeah, we at home this year.
Oh, all right, never mind.
No. We're on the road. We're at the big house this year.
I don't know. Might be looking at 5 years straight.
You're insane. It won't happen. P, you got hotel Wi-Fi going on, brother. You froze.
No, facts.
See if we can. Yeah, he might be cooked. Man. He might be cooked. Hey, listen, Rod, is Notre Dame? This is getting nasty. Is Notre Dame a legit contender this year, bro?
That's a great question, honestly. Um, I wouldn't say they are. No, I don't think they are. It's I'm gonna just have to go off the history that I know with Notre Dame. They never can get it done, no matter how good their defense is, no matter how good their program can be. They never get it done. So, what's different this year than any of the past years?
Did Gang just add himself back to the joint?
Nah,
Oh, I was about to say, hold on. I said, did I give him control? I said, I know I ain't just hand off my pod like that. This is insane. Hold on.
nah, that was me, bro. My fault.
No, you good. Go ahead. Hey, P.
Yeah,
P.
talk to
Is it time for that man to leave Clemson? Is it time for Clemson to fire that man?
No.
Okay.
No. Because again, it's like if you fire Dabo, like where are you like, come on, let's be for like I feel like all this just quickly firing people when they have like, some tough times. Like it's kind of getting played out, bro. Like everybody have couple bad years and it's or like, a year or two bad year. Now it's like, oh, like you fired. Like if you look at the history of some of the greatest coaches ever, some of their first 2-3 years was terrible. And then they go win and year 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's they're this magnificent thinker and creator and innovator. Like, just relax, bro. Like it's a new landscape that a lot of these coaches are trying to grasp of how to, work through this stuff. And it's an even playing field now. So, like, even for some of the greatest programs, they ain't getting what they used to get. So I think just give Dabo some time. Like, Dabo gonna figure it out.
Right.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I just can't. You can't be 4-5 coming into a new age of football with this NIL. You have to be, especially as one of the premier coaches that everybody talks about as the coaches of college football. You can't come in and now your team's unranked, have no shot at playoffs, and then next year, I don't know who they are. I don't know nothing about the high school recruiters. I don't know who they're looking at, but I highly doubt they're going to make any change that can fix this season and make it to a competing season next season. So then you're looking at it as a high school student. What makes you want to go play for Clemson?
Because
the money can't talk that good.
It's still Clemson.
It's still Clemson. Like this thing, like still,
so why they not good now?
Huh?
Why they not good now?
They having a bad season. It seems like why the Ravens not good now. They started off slow.
But Clemson has been on a downfall for the last few seasons. This isn't like this is just their first random bad year.
I don't know about Bama.
They've been going downhill. Their stock after Trevor Lawrence has been going like this slowly, and now it is completely fell. And they're trying to save what's going on. This team is hard to save because there's no recruits. If you're in high school from 9th grade to 12th, say you're a senior now, you've watched Clemson have its downfall from your 9th grade year to your 12th grade year. You have no reason to want to go play for them. Dabo is not to these kids, to us, yeah, because we've seen it. We know the history. We're, okay, this is Clemson. But these new age kids with the NIL they're getting thrown, and especially with these new teams that are being good, like Georgia Tech is now a top program, they're not worried about all that history and all that. Oh, Dabo was
can't none of them get into Georgia Tech game. Can't none of them get into Georgia Tech.
I'm just saying, like we talking about, like if I recall, they was just in the college football playoffs like
last year,
right? Am I not mistaken?
That was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Right. Ain't the goal to get to the college football playoffs and see if you win a championship?
For sure.
So they've accomplished the goal, and this is the first year that they haven't been in that type of situation.
They've been
having winning seasons since. Like,
this is my only rebuttal to that. Yes, they got there last year, but my thing is when I'm talking about people not involving, Dabo is at the top of that list. He don't want to invest in NIL to get top talent. He doesn't want to invest in the transfer portal. In today's college football, you will not compete if you want to develop your kids the way he wants to. And that's no disrespect. At the end of the day, if he wants to be, I'm a good leader, I'm trying to teach these kids a little bit more about just playing football, and we win. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. And if Clemson is okay with that, by all means, Dabo can keep his job. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to win. I don't know how many products of 4 and 5s. They'll probably be better next year. At least I'm hoping. But he can't have the same product he had this year, next year, and the year after that, and then be like, "Oh, we're gonna keep you."
Okay, so let me ask you and Ryan this: have y'all had this thought process, right? So, y'all ever think Dabo is saying that he's not going to dive into the transfer portal or crazy NIL because Clemson can't financially do that? So
No,
he's
you don't want to.
No, but I'm saying, have you had the thought of Clemson can't financially do that? The ACC is not a conference that is big on NIL to begin with at all. So y'all ever thought about Dabo is covering Clemson's behind by just stepping out and saying, I'm personally not going to do it because he's paying respect to the university that he's been honored to work for, that's treated him very well? Because as a whole, the ACC doesn't have a lot of, like, they're not a major money conference. They're not close to the Big Ten. They're not close to the SEC. They ain't close to the Big 12 either. So, like, maybe it's a two-sided story to this thing. And credit, we talking about, a guy that I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. There was a reason they were predicted number one coming into this year. They had the talent. They just had a bad year. Like, they had a bad year. Like, there are pros on that roster that are going to get drafted.
Tom, did you say they were ranked 1 coming into the year? I didn't even know.
Ranked top.
No, they was ranked number 1 coming into the year, and they had the most returning production in
your reason right there. That is an insane. I'm thinking this. I don't know much about college football, so I'm thinking Clemson was like a middle of the pack team. You're expecting them to be the best team in all of college football, and you're out there 4 and 5. There's no excuse. You can't tell me they weren't in position, because clearly, if you're ranked number 1 going into the season, they thought you were going to be the best team for a reason. You have more losses than wins. Something has to shake. You can't give that seniority pass for him.
This is the first year that this has happened in his tenure.
But I get you're saying it's the first year, but this is a team that was consecutively in the national championship. Every single year we're seeing them in the Natty. And now it went from every single year in the Natty to every single year in the playoffs to now they're not even going to make playoffs. So what are we going to expect following? It's just been going downhill.
They've only been in 4 Natties. They had a great spurt. They've been in 4 national championships. 2015,
what made him though? Like,
it was 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019. They had a nice spurt of like, all right, they got it rolling. They were running through an ACC that was not good. Only team they had to worry about beating was Notre Dame and maybe Louisville or maybe Miami when Lamar was at Louisville if Miami had a good year.
So at the time, what's the difference? There's NIL now, so like you said, there's an even playing field. But why can't he?
I think that's his point. It's not an even playing field.
The point, it's not an even, like, NIL doesn't help Clemson because there are plenty.
Okay,
like,
I want to have
the thing.
I got a question.
The best even playing field that they played on was before NIL.
So like the schools, like, do they share the money?
Even then, I don't even think that's.
Nah. So like this is what I'm about to say. I'm about to break it down. So the schools that we talking about now, the Ole Miss, the Tennessees that's been bad prior to, all these schools that are now the Indianas, like
that dirty deep South money.
Yeah, like these schools that have been middle of the pack or below average in their conference. We like, dang, like, we don't never talk about Ole Miss, Tennessee, Mississippi State's having a good year, Arizona Vanderbilt, like all these schools, like NIL, you know who they really helped? Texas. Texas was trash. NIL come along, now Texas, they back popping. If we keep it at 100, Georgia was trash. Georgia was garbage. NIL come around now. All right. So what I'm saying is like the schools prior to NIL, which is a lot of reason why Nick Saban said I'm cool. Urban Meyer said I'm cool. I'm not dealing with this. Because now the way that you used to go about recruiting in football, like if you think about Clemson, Ohio State, Bama, those three schools particularly that were always in the running of these two of these three teams gonna be a national championship. Oregon, out the Oregon in there too. They were stacking recruiting classes. Like we're talking about Derrick Henry being a fourth string running back. Never. And on no roster should Derrick Henry be a fourth string running back. I don't care if he's a freshman, an eighth grader, or a senior. Never. He should never be a fourth string running back. That's the difference. Like Sammy Watkins was a third string wideout. They had Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence on the same roster.
So I have a question about that. So if you have all that talent, and then when your talent leaves and it becomes a more, I know you're saying with money-wise it's not an even playing field, but with the talent-wise being spread out, now that's an even playing field, and you can't keep up, are you really that good of a coach as people think you are?
Yeah, he's that good of a coach, but tell me a coach that's won without talent.
I'm saying, obviously, you can't win with no talent. I'm not saying they have no talent, but if you have the same amount of talent as Duke University and you can't even beat them, you tell me what's the issue.
But what I'm saying is this is his first season where he hasn't won, which has happened to every coach. It's happened to every coach. Every great coach has had a season where they haven't won.
So how many seasons do he get to be below average before you consider moving on?
If this year happens for like 3 years, all right. Like if this happened, like if they go 4-5 3 years in a row, it's like, all right, bro, like what we doing? But like we talking about, we just came from the college football playoffs with a chance to win a natty. I have a bad year. Now we talking about it's time to fire me. Because everybody else around the country just firing coaches left and right. So now we just about to follow the trend.
Didn't Clemson lose the first game of that playoffs? Now that I think about it,
huh?
Did Clemson lose the first game of the playoffs, or maybe I'm wrong? I'm not.
They lost in the first round.
They did.
So making the playoffs and then getting bounced first round don't mean much. We joke people in the NFL for doing that. So how is that an accomplishment for him? In a 12-team format at that, it wasn't even a 14 format.
That's too different.
But you're applauding him for. I doubt if he got bounced first round. I highly doubt he was one of the top 4 seeds. So if he got bounced first round, it wasn't a top 4 seed. I mean, he would not have made the normal national playoff format that we're used to, the 14 format.
He got bumped by Texas at Texas. Any team in that college football playoffs could have lost that game.
Okay, how many other teams do you think they would have beat in that first round?
In the first round? They could have beat SMU. They could have beat Notre Dame. They could have beat Indiana.
He still owed Fran Brown some wine, I think.
Like, he lost at Texas.
Speaking of which, can Texas beat Georgia and A&M and compete in the CFP?
Yeah, I think so.
Georgia, yes. A&M, no.
You think Marcel really like that?
I think their team is better off
that whole team
than Georgia and Texas.
That defense is nasty.
They play at A&M.
It is.
If it's at A&M,
it's at Texas. It's in Texas.
They cool then. If they at the crib, they cool. They gotta go to Georgia.
They gotta go to Georgia.
That's an L.
They gotta go to Georgia.
That's gonna be tough.
I don't like how Georgia's been moving for real.
I don't like how Georgia been moving, but I'm still not a true believer. So
I'm gonna say, but I don't like how Georgia been moving, but on the road in
Athens,
Stanford, nah, dog. There's only one team that's going down there and coming out with a win, and it's Bama. Everybody else is slow. I don't care who you is, dog.
I'm saying this about Texas. I would damn near say this about Ohio State. Like if they had to go to Athens, like I would still be like, I don't know about that one.
Ohio State went to Athens next week. They losing.
Yeah, it's tough to win at Athens, bro.
I'll say this: whoever quarterback play better in that Texas Georgia game probably win. I'm not a believer in I can't think of his name right now. That play quarterback for Georgia, but like he been playing well. I'm just not a true believer.
Is it Gunner
In the
Stein?
same breath, I'm
It's
not
Gunner.
really that big believer in Arch right now neither. So I don't know. It can go either way.
Georgia never really has big quarterbacks. So, I mean, like you got Stetson Bennett, you had guys, but they not real big names that go do something in the NFL for real. So I've never really been worried about
Just
Georgia.
like Bama.
It's always their defense for me. If their defense is out there doing what they got to do and they can hold the opponent to at least probably under 16.
Then they had that dude Carson Beck. It's like kind of ass too. They had that guy on their team.
I say Carson Beck his first year was crazy.
His first year was
His
insane.
first year
I'm
was
just-
like
I'm trolling because Ty a Miami fan. He's sick.
that's nasty.
He's sick.
Ain't it?
That's nasty.
I can't. Look, I ain't gonna get into Carson back right now. I'm gonna let him breathe today. Because the last 2 weeks.
Georgia is like Bama. Like they don't really need a great quarterback. Just go manage the game. But we got talent everywhere. You got the best or second best offensive line, second best or best defensive line. You got corners. You got receivers. Just hand the ball off or put the ball in a place where they can go make a play and stay out the way, bro.
But
Like,
is Ty Simpson a game manager for them this year? I don't know. Ty Simpson is more than a game manager.
for Bama,
Dog.
Yeah. Ty Simpson is more than a game manager.
Dog.
I'm
He's a
gonna
dog.
disagree with you on that. Only reason I'm gonna disagree with you on that is because to me this year in college football ain't no stars. So like we're trying to find a star because it ain't none. Like it ain't no like perennial star.
Nuss ain't it. Cade ain't it.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're trying to find a perennial star, and he kind of playing the best, on the eye watch. So it's like, man, Ty Simpson he probably one of the best, but like he really
Ain't nobody got that. I get what you're saying. Nobody got that like Menzel.
Come on, bro. Like nobody drafted Ty Simpson talking about we got our franchise quarterback. Let's call it spade. Like is he really a Heisman level guy? Come on, no, he's not. He ain't
Probably you got a chance right now.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but this ain't a regular year.
yeah, like ain't no star. Like let's keep it 100. If Ty Simpson was playing football last year, he wouldn't even been in the. Come on, bro.
Who was the Alabama quarterback last year? Now we talking about it.
Jalen Milroe.
Facts.
Very
And he
forgettable
start
character.
over him.
Facts.
A very
Fact.
forgettable character.
Come on,
All right, let's do these predictions right quick we'll stick with NCAA predictions this week.
Ravens winning this week. Just want that out there.
Yeah, we're gonna do come back on Friday if you want, young man. Y'all play on Friday?
Nah, I'll be here.
All right, well, come back on Friday. Right, come back on Friday if you want to. Clemson at Louisville.
Clemson.
Louisville.
I'm taking Louisville.
Give me Louisville. Oh, who said Clemson?
Me. Clemson.
Oh, Ty.
Louisville.
Okay. Long as you know. Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh ranked number 22. Notre Dame number 9.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame at Pitt.
Yeah.
Give me Pitt.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go. I can't go Pitt. I'm gonna have to go Notre Dame.
Yeah, give me Notre Dame. Let's see. We got another interesting one in here. NC State coming off a win against Georgia Tech. They got Miami, a down low Miami team this week. Who y'all got?
Who at home?
I think, yeah, y'all at home. Miami at home.
Give me Miami.
I have one question because I know nothing about NC State. What would y'all say is their strongest asset of their team? Like when you talk about the team, what's their best thing?
They gritty.
They tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take them to beat Miami.
They gritty. I got NC State.
Give me NC State.
That's tough.
Iowa at USC 21. Iowa ranked 21. USC 17.
Man, give me Iowa. I watched that game against Oregon. Either Oregon's trash or Iowa is better than people that are saying they are. So I'm gonna take Iowa.
P.
I'm rocking with USC. I got a lot of family in that program, so I'm rocking with the Trojans.
Ty.
Yeah, give me USC.
Give me USC. I like Iowa in those nasty weather games, but I don't know about
Them boys ain't going to California and winning, though.
yeah, you can't go out of California and win. Duke coming off a crazy win against Clemson. They got number 19 Virginia this week, and Duke is at home.
That game at 2:30, ain't it?
3:30 over here, but yeah.
Yeah, I got Virginia. Duke win home games at night.
Rock.
I got Virginia as well. I was just gonna say the same thing. I've only seen Duke win games at home at nighttime. So
Ty.
I'm going Duke because I need Virginia to lose. So, I need Duke to pull it out this
We
week.
try to get in the playoffs.
Damn right.
Let's see if we got another good one in here. Can Florida pull off the upset at Ole Miss?
Negative.
no.
Negative.
Ty.
It's not happening.
Okay.
I'll say this. If Florida beat Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin will go to Florida.
Tough. Okay. Obviously it's not gonna happen, but last time we seen Nico go to Ohio State, we put belt. UCLA coming to Ohio State. Does anybody think it'll be a watchable game?
It's gonna be like 30-0 by 9 minutes in the second quarter, man. It's gonna get bad.
That little burst of joy they had after they fired their coach, that shit over now. That's probably what it is. They had that good little 3-4 weeks, but we back to reality now. Come on. You know what we going with.
P, I don't even gotta ask. Texas.
I just want to say I got Ohio State, but I'm cheering for my little bro. I want him to have a good game. I really do want him to have a good game, but Ohio State gonna beat the dog breaks off of them. But shout out Nico, man.
Y'all don't know P was a coach at Tennessee at one point, so him and Nico are fairly close. Texas at Georgia. We was just talking about it. Give your prediction again though for me right quick.
Go Dogs.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna take Georgia.
Ty, you not even a believer. Bro. Come on.
I'm really not.
This
But
isn't-
I'm
this
gonna
isn't-
rock with Texas. I'm gonna rock with Texas. I'm really not, but I'm gonna go with Texas.
You know what? I'm glad you did it, so that way it's not a full slate. Give me Georgia. Arch Manning is not that guy. This is a Arch Manning hate podcast.
That's crazy.
Not for no reason in particular, just because he goes to Texas. Honestly, I think that might be it.
Who y'all got? Bama, Oklahoma.
Oh, you right. Wait. We got a few. Hold on. Give me a second. Virginia Tech at Florida State.
Give me Florida State.
Fell off the rankings. They ain't even ranked no more.
I'm going.
They wasn't that good to begin with, so that don't surprise me.
Yeah, they had a great week one because of trash talk.
My whole thing, only with Florida State, I'm gonna say this real quick. They took somebody sloppy seconds who got benched and thought he was gonna come in and save their season this year. I don't know. He started off, he had all that talk against Bama early in the year, but again, we back to reality. But they'll beat Tech because Tech ain't that good neither.
You got who?
I got VTech.
Ra?
Yeah, I got Virginia Tech too.
Give me Virginia Tech.
Normally over here.
Hey, I'm calling an upset.
Yeah, definitely give me.
I'm calling an upset. South Carolina goes to Texas A&M and gets a win.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm calling an upset.
I'm not mad at it.
Beamer Ball gets a win at Texas A&M.
Beamer's going to Texas A&M and getting a win. I'm calling it.
And I love Beamer, but that's a little far fetched.
Beamer's going to Texas A&M and getting a win.
Let me ask you this year?
Huh?
Lenore's leaving? He getting in that portal?
I'm going to say no. The reason why I'm going to say no is because, one, South Carolina and Beamer have taken great care of him, and they gave him an opportunity when a lot of would. They've taken care of him NIL-wise as well, made sure he's been good. But also when you look at Lenore Sellers, it's like, where do you go that changes what you're going to be when it comes for you to get drafted? Where do you go that changes your draft stock? Okay, cool. You go to a Bama or a Georgia or whatever, and you went out. That don't change your draft stock. That just puts you around better players for 1 year, which you're going to go be around better players once you get to NFL anyway. To me, Lenore Sellers is doing what Anthony Richardson should have done. They get your experience, figure it out, grind. The NFL ain't going nowhere.
Facts.
So, I don't think he leaves because where do you go that really changes your trajectory of, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The only place he can go where his name could get bigger is if he go play for Prime because we're going to hear him talk about him every interview area. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm staying in South Carolina.
Ryan?
If he do stay, I think they need to improve the receiving core. That's where he need to make the biggest jump at is in his being a better passer. So I would like for him to do that, but if he stay, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, is Nick Harbor healthy?
He healthy.
He healthy. But again, Nick Harbor is really, he a deep threat, but his routes ain't the greatest. He's not a separation specialist.
Yeah.
He's not a possession receiver. I'm going to outrun you on this post, on this dig, on this fly ball, and you better catch up. That's number one to have when we talk about college football. Typically when we look at a lot of college football teams, their number one is an elite route guy, or they create a lot of separation. He don't have neither one of those.
For sure. Let's see. P, you had mentioned one. Which one you had?
Oklahoma, Bama.
Is that who plays this week?
Yep, Oklahoma at
You
Bama.
right. 11 at 4. Oklahoma at Bama. 3:30 kick on ABC. Hate YouTube TV. My fault. YouTube TV. If you heard that, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Please don't kick me off YouTube. I love my podcast and I love y'all. You got Oklahoma at Bama.
Man, give me Bama.
Ty?
I'm gonna go with Bama.
P?
Boomer Sooner. I'm going with Oklahoma. I think it's an upset week. I think a lot of teams are real comfortable right now. A lot of teams are trying to cruise to the end. A lot of teams, they either trying to cruise to the end or they're looking ahead to, rivalry matchups. I think this is a real week we look like, them weeks were 4 of the top 10 then lost. And it's all right, what the college football playoffs going to look like now? I got Oklahoma. Oklahoma goes to Bama, pulls out a touchdown, 3-point win or something like that. And they season on the line. They lose, it's over.
Yeah. No,
That's what I'm hoping for. Need it. Need it.
What you need Oklahoma to lose for?
Bro, the more losses teams in front of us have, the better. That doesn't mean Miami's gonna get in, but it makes the question of if Miami should get in. You know what I'm saying? So I
Who on
need
the rest of y'all schedule?
it don't matter because they can lose any given game.
Wow,
It ain't in.
Miami ain't getting it.
They 16 right
Hey, y'all
now.
still got
12
Pitt,
teams?
bro.
I mean,
Y'all 15.
Miami-
Y'all 15, but y'all still got Pitt.
Miami 15, and
Y'all got NC
none of
State this week.
ahead of them is like gonna drop too far. I mean, like if Oklahoma lose, that helps. If Texas lose, that helps.
All right, I got who they play? Georgia. I got Georgia. I lied. It's like no, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, but outside of that, like, unless somebody just,
not
costs-
fact.
like, it's gonna be kind of tough. I mean, the fact that Indiana is number 2 in the country is crazy.
A crazy world we living in now. Would have never.
Wild times.
And
Wild
talk
times.
about fire Dabo and Indiana at number 2. There's a whole lot of fluke stuff going on.
It was nice last year too, though. Even though they got blowed in the playoffs, I think if I'm
Blue
remembering
out.
correctly.
Was lost 35-0.
Well, appreciate everybody for sticking around. Longest episode we didn't have yet. 2 hours. He came in at an hour. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Rod, for bringing and for coming in. Y'all brought great energy. Appreciate everybody that watched on the YouTube, everybody that watched on both of the Instagrams, man. Y'all go like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow the guys, man. I am Ferris Watkins, I believe. Rye, what is your Instagram? I know it. I just can't think of it in my head right now.
Ryder Stepper. with
Yeah,
2 A's.
Ryder Stepper with 2 A's. I am Ferris Watkins. Ty Sansbury, I believe. Kobe Scales Media. Y'all go follow everybody, man. Pete, what y'all gonna do this year, man? What y'all got?
Who?
Your team, man. What y'all
Right,
girls got going on?
Coaching?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
team.
we cool. We about to get this dub tomorrow.
Where you at? You in St. Louis right now?
Yeah, we in St. Louis.
Who y'all play?
Lindenwood University.
Okay.
Play Lindenwood tomorrow. Get this dub tomorrow, and then we got Tulsa, University of Tulsa on Monday. That's a rivalry game. But now we cool. I mean, we got all the talent.
Early rivalry game? Early one, ain't it? It's November.
Yeah, we get them. The men's team I think our men's team playing them right now.
Wow.
But no, we good. We got a lot of talent. We got a good roster. Love our coaching staff. So it's just about getting to March. You know what I'm saying? See what we can do. Get a conference championship and go from there.
For sure. Appreciate everybody, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Go follow the guys, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. We will be back on Friday for Picks and Friends Friday. Appreciate y'all, man. We out.